Defendono sempre Elio contro Mikhail.
What if Hellhole's biggest twist wasn't in the script, but hidden in a single frame? Today, we're exposing the secret even the director tried to bury. The story begins in 1957 in Poland. A frightened priest carrying a baby rushes into a church. There's a strange mark on the baby's chest, and the priest declares the child to be a devil from hell. Just as he's about to kill the baby with a dagger, the police arrive and stop him. It's a night of a lunar eclipse. The priest cries out, warning them not to interfere and insisting they don't understand who the child is. But when he picks up the dagger again, the police shoot him. The priest dies on the spot, and the baby is saved. 30 years later, the story jumps to Mary, the protagonist, who is a policeman disguised as a priest. He arrives at the same old church to investigate the disappearance of several women, all last seen at this location. The police couldn't officially search the church due to reputational concerns, so Mary is sent undercover. Upon arrival, he meets the head priest, who shows him around. Before settling in, Mary's belongings are searched due to the church's strict rules. The priest warns Mary not to leave his room at night. It's strictly forbidden. Mary agrees, noting how isolated and eerie the church is. No electricity, no phones, and no contact with the outside world. After changing into church garments, Mary reveals a strange mark on his chest, the same mark the baby had 3 decades ago. This confirms that Mary is that very child. He checks his bag, which contains a gun, a camera, and a newspaper clipping about the missing girls. During dinner, Mary finds the food strange and disturbing, yet everyone else eats it happily. Reluctantly, he eats it too. Later, while wandering, he sees a woman in terrible condition, believed by the church to be possessed. That night, an exorcism is planned, and Mary is required to attend. The woman is tied to a bed while another priest records the process. As the priest recites from the Bible, the woman screams and writhes, and the bed begins to shake. The cross bursts into flames, terrifying everyone, but the exorcism continues and eventually ends. Mary is disturbed. Later, while in the bathroom, a glass shatters by itself, and eerie sounds echo from his room. He tries to ignore it, believing it's all deception. While exploring, he is stopped at the entrance to the prayer room. Access is forbidden without permission to eat the next meal. Mary and the others are again served the same rotten meat. A new boy cries while eating. The priest whispers something to him, after which the boy eats. Mary, disgusted, vomits, and one of his teeth falls out. A fly crawls from it, horrifying him. At night, Mary sneaks into the priest's room and discovers a hidden compartment filled with alcohol, adult magazines, and audio recordings of exorcisms, proving the priests are frauds. He returns to the exorcism room and finds a syringe under the bed, realizing the girl was drugged. He also discovers the cross was actually a lighter and the bed had mechanical parts to simulate possession. It was all an act. Mary concludes the girls were victims, not possessed. The next morning, during prayer, the priest suspects that Mary isn't a real priest and asks him to pray in Latin. Mary isn't fluent, so others take over. At lunch, Mary finds hair in his food and throws up. Determined to finish his mission quickly, he burns part of the newspaper clipping and keeps his gun ready. He sees priests digging a grave for the possessed girl, who supposedly died after the exorcism. That night, Mary sneaks into the area where the so-called mad people are kept, men and women locked up, labeled as cursed. A monk secretly approaches him, acknowledging that he knows Mary is seeking the truth. He warns that no one escapes the church alive and advises Mary to follow orders to survive. Mary confesses he's a cop investigating the disappearance of 8 girls, all reportedly sent here for exorcism. The monk admits the exorcisms are staged for money and that even he doesn't know what truly happens to the women. Mary promises to help the monk escape. He searches the church again and finds a hidden hole behind a cupboard, inside which he discovers a human tooth and an eyeball that starts moving. Terrified, he vomits and sees flies gathering. Something appears in front of him, but vanishes instantly. Mary crushes the eye and returns to his room. Later, he digs up the grave of the possessed girl and finds the coffin empty. Suddenly, someone hits him from behind, and he loses consciousness. Mary wakes up tied to a bed with the priest nearby. The priest brings food in 4 pots, praying before feeding Mary, who refuses. The priest forcefully tries to make him eat. That night, while the priest is asleep, Mary escapes and kills him with a gun. He rushes to the kitchen and discovers a horrific truth. The meat they had been eating was human flesh. The bodies of the missing women hung like meat in storage. The monk finds him there, equally shocked. He leads Mary to the library, revealing a book that foretells of a child born during a lunar eclipse, once every 800 years, who must be killed using a sacred dagger and prayer. If not, the child would drink the blood of 7 sinful women, transform, and bring about the end of the world. The devil would be born in his true form. The monk reveals that Mary is believed to be that child, and the priests have been feeding him the flesh of those 7 sinful women to awaken the devil within. The mark on Mary's chest matches the prophecy. Both decide to flee. The monk shows Mary a tunnel, revealing scars from a failed escape attempt as proof. Mary agrees, but it turns out to be a trap. Mary is captured by 2 men, beaten, and tied to a tree. The priest reveals the truth. They bribe the police to assign Mary the case, planning this all along. They believe the devil resides within Mary, and the church was built over the gate to hell. Now, their long-awaited ritual is ready to be completed. They slit the throat of a girl and force Mary to drink her blood. The priests chant the ancient prayer to summon the devil, but nothing happens. Mary laughs at them, mocking their faith in the old book. Confused and disappointed, the monk suggests they were wrong. Fearing exposure, the monk stabs Mary and throws his body into a well. The priest, drunk and devastated, believes all his years of effort were in vain. As he drinks, the cross on the wall turns upside down. The monk smothers the priest with a pillow, angry at being manipulated into blindly following evil to hide their crimes. The cult burns the women's bodies. But then, a fly crawls out of the dead priest's mouth, enters the well, and into Mary's body. Mary comes back to life, slowly transforming into the devil. Outside, strange things begin to happen. The monk levitates and turns into a swarm of flies. From the well, the devil finally rises in Mary's form. The remaining cult members die horribly. The dead come to life, and the living perish. The statue of Jesus turns its head toward the devil. A black liquid rains from the sky, and the church is consumed. The gates of hell have opened, and the world begins to twist and collapse into chaos. Satan has risen. The story ends in a horrifying revelation. No one can stop what has begun thus so, genius twist or total nonsense. Fight it out below. And if you spotted a detail we missed, drop it in the comments, prove us wrong. Thanks for watching.